let's see here. This person, okay, cool. So they have one scheduled, so we should be good to go there.
Okay.
Once this decides to open. Okay, so kind of as their standard little workflow would go, they would go into imaging and procedures
Okay.
and find the order. So to start, there's going to, let's see if it'll zoom in now. There we go.
Okay.
So to start, there's this little icon here that they will need to hit just so that they can assign it to their attending.
Okay.
This will just route it straight to the attending's in basket. If they don't do this, it'll route to their own in basket, and then they'll just need to forward it.
Okay.
So it's not like it'll like disappear or anything. It's quicker to just assign somebody here. So then they'll do their enter result. So like they would go and still do their review through, they would launch packs, they would view their imaging just as usual. They'll do their documentation. Once they've finished that part, their new button now says prelim instead of sign.
Okay.
So functionally, this will still act like a sign in terms of letting them sign the encounter, but it won't allow the charge to move forward yet.
Okay, so they're closing their chart, but it's not dropping the bill.
Correct.
Okay.
So they'll hit that, and they'll be able to finish out their visit like they normally would. Let's see here. Does she have any wild cards open? Yes.
Now, Sean, is this just for the imaging, or does this affect all of the residents' notes?
This will be just the imaging.
And not visual fields or anything else like that?
Correct. It's just for the OCT.
Okay, perfect.
So let me just go through the, let's see here, level of service. There we go. Is it going to let me sign? Oh, let's see here. Go do that. So that's the biggest change for the residents, is just assigning that attending there and hitting prelim instead of sign.
Okay,
The
got it.
bigger change kind of comes on your side.
Okay.
And that'll just be because like your in basket will have an extra thing that shows up in it. So let's see, when we go into here, you'll have a new in basket over here that shows imaging and procedure messages.
Okay.
So let's see here, the one we just did. I think it was, yeah, this one. So you'll have that message here. Like in a full procedure, you'll still have like all of the details here to where you can click on the different reports and everything. But from what legal and compliance wanted is they still want an attestation message to show up in the findings in the imaging documentation. What we managed to kind of find a little bit of a workaround for it, rather than requiring like a smart phrase to be typed in. I created an extra button here now,
Okay.
that you'll just have to go in and click, and then you'll be able to then hit the sign button,
Okay.
which will then complete it out.
Where is the sign button?
Sorry, I'm zoomed in so far here. It's down here in the
Okay,
bottom
got
right.
it. I see it. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It didn't help because I think this was kind of right over it. So, and so once you hit the attestation and the sign, that finishes that out.
Got it. Got it.
And so then that will allow the charge to move forward with that.
So I still have to go back and sign like the regular encounter. So that stays unchanged. But in addition to that, I have to do this for each patient too. Have I got it right?
Yeah. So one of the things that we're still fighting on this one, and it has to do with the different workflows and such. But because is a small number of residents that eventually don't need, I guess, a note cosign, they don't have that hardwired for everybody else. So they have the chart cosign set.
Okay.
But everybody outside of that still needs to have a note cosigner as well.
Okay.
So that's why, like, so at least when you're in the in basket from here, like, you would be able to then go to cosign notes, which would show up in here, and you can see the note, and you'll still be able to let's see here, since this is the note, you'll use this attest button, which will then put your attestation right in their note. And it keeps compliance happy.
So are we supposed to be using the attestation button for all of the patients now, or is this unique to the ones that have imaging?
So for the note cosign, you should be using so this will be for all of the patients.
Okay.
And because the resident should be assigning a cosigner on their note.
Okay.
What we're trying to get them to let us do is make the note cosign the required one and get rid of the chart cosign. Because essentially right now, the way that they're making us do things is having you sign the encounter twice.
Right.
Which, at least when you're still in the in basket, at least you just hit sign. You don't have to do anything else on that one. But it is creating an extra step, and we're trying to get that one taken out. But for now, that's kind of the three baskets to hit when trying to close the visit. Is if it has imaging, you'll do the imaging and procedures message box, the note cosign, and the chart cosign.
Okay. And then for the imaging and procedures, you go in and you click that checkbox that you had and sign. For
From there you'll see the enter result button, and hitting that will take you right into that documentation area.
Okay, good. Thank you. That was a step I left out. And then in the other bucket, if you could go back to the inbox once again, then I have to go to cosign notes. And when you click on that, that is when you have the attestation for it.
Right, and that button will be labeled as, attest.
Mm-hmm. And then you also have to go to the cosign.
Yep, the chart cosign.
And
for that one, you can just hit sign.
Just sign. You don't have to do anything else.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. All right.
That's the most straightforward of the three.
Okay. And then if there is no imaging, are the last two steps of the workflow the same, that you go into cosign notes and put your attest and then sign in the cosign?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure as I tell the other doctors how to do things that I've got it right.
Yeah, let's if I can do this one and see if I can then see like if I attest because of this doing it this way gives again like I don't know if you remember the whole thing about they were mad about where the attestations were showing up.
Right. And I never
Uh,
got clear about what the problem was and
I
exactly what the remedy
I
was.
I have no idea what the real issue was with that, but using that attest button um, should I think this was um, I want to do that. Okay, so no, it was a different patient. Um, is this one? Is then the way the note shows up. Uh, yeah, so then that's how the attestation shows up right here.
Okay.
Um, so it shows that they are the cosigner. It shows that it's attested. It's in the note section, but it doesn't take over the note from the resident. So it pretty much gives them how they wanted it to be.
Okay. And does the resident assign the bill level of visit and the all the coding and we just click, or is it expectation that the attending goes in and does anything with the level of coding?
So my understanding has been that since they're signing the visit, that they're putting that in.
Okay.
Um, and then if it needs any correction, that can be done by the attending through an addendum. Um,
Okay.
but as far as I know, the residents are doing all of that up front.
Okay. Okay. No need to tamper with that then. Okay. I think I understand what's going on.
It's been a lot of tape cutting and compromise, but I think we finally got there.
Well, thank you. Thank you for staying on the bucking bronco, as they say, and and thank you for taking some time to make sure I understand what's going on too. I really appreciate it.
Sure thing.
All right, take care, Sean.
You too.
All right, have a good day.
You as well. Bye.
Bye.